Hello, Ciara.
Hi, Pile.
I'm so happy to introduce you to Estonian people and also other people around the world who are listening to this little talk of ours. Ciara is a breath worker with really a lot of experience,
Mhm.
and you have been studying with many of the original breath workers and actually with the founder himself.
Yes. Yes.
Please.
I was very fortunate. So we originally met through Sandra Ray and
Yeah.
we did Liberating Breathing together. But I also studied with Leonard and spent a lot of time with him and traveled with him, which really made such a difference because he'd go on tour. And it would be training after training after training, and so you really got to know the material and get lots of information from him as well. And he was such a quirky individual. He wasn't everybody's cup of tea,
Mhm.
but I got on with him really well, and I learnt an incredible amount from him.
Doing all those trainings with him, you have gathered the
Yeah.
information and you have also put it in a workbook. So it's really
Yeah.
clear and in a systematic way. You can,
Exactly. Yeah,
uh,
all the information you need. However, what's really, really important is the Leonard Orr method is not like other conscious connected breathworks where you're breathing only through the mouth. Leonard went to India and spent a lot of time with Maha Avatar Babaji, and Babaji told him, you breathe with the nose and eat with the mouth. So what we do is we predominantly breathe through the nose. However, it is also necessary to breathe through our mouths because our first breath we took was through the mouth. And when we're looking at birth issues, it is also important to breathe through the mouth. And also, if you're holding back on your emotions, you can get into your emotions a lot faster with the mouth. So, what we will learn about is all about the energy cycle. Every session has an energy cycle that you go through, and you'll learn all about that. You'll learn about all the resistances that come up, physical, emotional, how to get through them. And this workshop is open to everybody. So if you're completely new to conscious connected breathwork, you're welcome to come. Anyone can come.
wonderful. Anyone can come 22nd and 23rd of May
Mhm.
into this fabulous place of Estonia in the
Yeah.
countryside next to Peipsi Lake. Uh,
And perhaps you've
we
learned another breathwork technique already, and this information will be really, and experiencing it will be really good for you. If say you're a breathwork practitioner already, come and join us.
Yeah, so actually, we encourage you if you have studied with other lineages of breathwork
Mhm.
or other ways of breathwork, which are so many nowadays. It's really good before you come to the cold
Mhm.
water to start with the breath mastery.
Yeah.
But if you just are really new to the breathwork and cold
Mhm.
water is way too much for you,
Yeah.
come to this 2 day breath mastery training and you will get your first experiences of breathwork session. So tell me,
Mhm.
Ciara, how are those gonna be during the breath mastery?
Okay, so what we'll do is some theory. We'll learn about the
Mhm.
theory, but then we'll be having paired breathwork sessions in the rebirthing style. So you will get to experience, the difference when you use nose breathing, where you get a higher realization about what's going on in your life. Now, some conscious connected breathwork teachers say when you breathe through your nose it's too spiritual. No, that's not right, because even when you breathe through your nose you can get to the blockages, the emotional blockages that are coming up for you.
So, tell me a little bit more about the paired breath work because many people come to group breathings,
Mhm.
and during the retreats, you also experience a group breathwork session. So, I think paired breathwork is a new to people.
Okay, so Leonard always advocated for high quality rebirthing. And he believed that if there's one person who's got a whole group of people, you can't attend to everybody. And you'll understand why we say that when you experience rebirthing, because you have someone watching you, making sure you're connecting your breaths. Because if you pause, that breaks the energy cycle. And it takes a lot longer to get whatever needs to come up for you. So it's really important feeling supported as well, just energetically with someone sitting there. So we put people into pairs and then we swap. And we've got, mentors who'll be coming around, making sure that everything's fine if a resistance comes up.
Exactly. So, sometimes people are afraid, I'm so new to this work, and all of a sudden, I'm in a position of a breath worker. I'm not ready for this. What do you
Yeah.
say about that?
Well, you know what? You've got to take a leap of faith and trust in this process because it truly is incredible when you break through and then you get a nice flowing breath come and you have wonderful experiences. So, yes, the first part of any session is always difficult. Now, even someone with decades of experience will always have difficulty in that first part of the session. If they say they don't and they breathe easily, they're lying because we've got to get out of our minds. And our mind is thinking, it's like, oh, I've got your attention, no matter how long you've been doing it for. There's always that struggle in the first part of the session.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, what I was meaning more was being a support, sitting there for the person who is breathing.
Yeah.
And I actually have an insight for that.
Mm.
Because when I do that, when I do paired breath work, which means that I get to breathe and then I get to be a breath worker for
Yeah.
another person,
Yeah.
I actually always get a
Mm.
double amount of joy or a breakthrough, or
Yeah.
it's like two times of a session,
It is.
and it's beautiful to be there for another person and learn to trust
It is.
yourself and learn to trust your intuition. It
Exactly.
Whatever, even if you're really maybe an accountant, not in a spiritual realm at all in your everyday
Mm.
life, you will learn how to
Yeah.
trust your intuition more doing
And it's
this.
really important for you. Even if you don't want to become a breath worker, that's absolutely fine. You're going to be sitting there and witnessing someone going through what comes up in a session.
So this is what we're gonna do.
Hmm.
A first part is breath mastery, two
Yeah.
days. Ciara is gonna give you all the knowledge she got from Leonardo, the founder of the breathwork. It's gonna be also in a workbook, so you can
Mhm.
take it home with you. And it's gonna be breathwork for both days,
Yeah.
Thursday and Friday. You're gonna get a session on the dry land, and
Hmm.
everyone is welcome.
Yeah.
Everyone who feels the calling is welcome to join.
Yes.
So, if you are experienced in breath work and you really want to come to the cold water, we really encourage you to take the breath mastery first. But you're also welcome to
Yeah.
join only Saturday and Sunday to
Hmm.
breathe in this private, beautiful bond
Mm.
of quite chilly water, but you're gonna be taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
you're gonna be surprised what we
Yeah.
have for you during
Yeah.
those 2 days. So,
Um,
about the cold water, you have done cold water trainings with Leonardo as well.
yes. So I went to Leonard's Training Center in Virginia, And when you do a 3 week training with Leonard, the final week you usually do warm water rebirthing and cold water, and we would go to a lake and do the rebirthing technique. And the wonderful thing about cold water rebirthing is it's not about being helped. It's about being supported. And you do it on your own with the support there, not touching you, just there as you go gradually into the water. And so the important thing to understand about cold water rebirthing is that it's not like cold plunging or the Wim Hof technique where you plunge into the water. This is done very, very slowly, inch by inch. It's the more feminine approach. And you're consciously connecting your breaths as you're doing it. So you're building up prana and then bringing up your deepest fears and even fear of death when you go into cold water. Now, it's not something that everyone can handle, but even if you just do a little bit, it helps. And it truly is a wonderful experience because when you break through your resistances, you get this wonderful surge of life force energy. You feel so positive. And as I sometimes say, you get your mojo back, which means, your love of life because
Yeah.
it reinforces your life urge.
Wow, it
So I
really
really
speaks.
encourage everyone to try it because it's done very slowly and you are in control. If you're like, nope, I can't handle this, I've got to go back, you can. And then we process you on what's coming up for you. It is wise to have a few conscious connected breathing sessions, individual sessions before you attempt this because lots of resistances come up in what we call dry rebirthing anyway. So it's really good to have got through that before you attempt the cold water.
Yeah, yeah. So we have this retreat coming,
Mhm.
22nd to 25th of May in Estonia, in the wonderful place.
Yeah.
The owner of the place has just said that the pond is fabulous. It's
Mm,
deeper, the water is fantastic.
yeah.